In all of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize we need to feel.
Taurus, so this is my second attempt at your reading. I actually did your full reading, and I had quite a few incidences during filming. One was the camera fell halfway through it. And then when I played it back, the first part of the audio was a mess. So I don't know what is going on with your reading, Taurus, but we're gonna give it another crack. We're gonna do a release and receive. And then I'm gonna do a pick a card at the end of the reading so that you can have an opportunity to tune into your own intuition. And so those pick a cards will be around a physical meridian point that might help you release some of the blockages within the reading. So if that resonates with you, please stay till the end. And chances are, if you manage to make it to the end of the reading, then this message is definitely for you. So of course, take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you do like the reading, please subscribe, because this is a pretty new channel, and yeah, it just helps me know that the readings are hitting you. Okay, so I'm going to start with the oracle cards to give us some insight into what we need to release or what you need to receive. Crack. Okay, so what does Taurus need to release? Whoa, too many. Let's go with the one. Traveling lightly. Simplify your life. Okay, I'm not going to say anything just yet about the previous reading, because, you know, let's just see how the cards play out. So traveling lightly, Taurus, simplify your life. Yeah, let that sit for a while. Where are you feeling burdened? What have you overpacked? What are you over contemplating? What do you need to cut loose? Okay, what does Taurus need to receive? Can we have, okay. Wow, it's a very similar message to what came out in the first reading. Bottom of the deck is finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So Taurus, traveling lightly, what I'm feeling is where are you feeling a bit burdened right now? Are you following the right path? Because it feels to me like you might be, the trajectory of your life right now might be heading a little bit off course. And so the cards are like just asking you to see where you can cut some things loose. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you tired? Are you burdened by responsibility? You know, Taurus energy, you're very practical people. You like to have the answers. You're very grounded, obviously, but you sometimes that can imprison you, right? Because you can kind of just get a bit stuck in the mud with that. So what is it that you need to let go of? What are you needing to receive? Because you're definitely receiving this card about, it's almost surrendering, right? Trust that there's a divine plan, that maybe you don't need to know all the answers, and maybe some of the answers that you've received already are no longer serving you. Potentially that you might need to be finding a new path, because there's a desert passage here. So, and it almost looks a bit barren, right? It's like you actually have no idea that this could even be your plan. Because you like to have a solution all the time. You like to be able to rationalize and have options available to you, but that's not what the cards are saying today. The cards are saying trust the divine plan. There's something, less is more at the moment. You need to let something go so that you can kind of go on this journey. And isn't it funny, like, that they have a little small backpack here, and in the desert you wouldn't want to be carrying a heavy load, that's for sure. So let's just, and even with this energy of the desert, like, that's a lot of earth energy, right? So I feel like there might even be this need to anchor into some of your emotional side or intuition. And even with the bottom of the deck here with finding sanctuary, like, our inner sanctuary is where we really need to be finding all of our answers, right? And that comes from a spiritual source, you know, a plan that you made before you potentially got here into this physical world. So it's not like it's not your plan, Taurus. So you can at least hold on to that part of your story, that you're not releasing your control to an unknown entity. It's something that you have already, it was divine that you had free will and part of the decision-making process. So you are involved. It's just a version of yourself that you might not be able to connect to right now. So it's asking you to tap into that, to let go of some of the stuff that's not serving you. Trust the divine plan of one that you were the original creator of. And by doing that, you need to go kind of within and finding that source of spiritual insight. Okay, but let's see what Tarot has to say, Taurus. Can we have some cards for release? Bless me. Excuse me. Eight of Pentacles, Taurus. Okay, we've got a few cards here. And interestingly, a couple of the cards are reappearing from the previous reading. Yeah, see, there's the Queen of Emotions. You're working hard. You've definitely been having the nose to the grindstone. But it's like you're not receiving the harmony or the balance that you're needing, and it's like the Queen of Cups here is about trying to tap into that intuition. Four of Pentacles is kind of like that false emperor energy, where you're kind of holding on to a stuck energy, an old pattern, an old way of being. And if this is work related, it's like you're trying to hold on to the abundance that it's providing, but the cards are saying that you don't actually need to do that. That there's a higher need for you right now to tune into your emotional side to create this balance, because you're not able to do it with your current strategies. You have been working hard at this, but it's kind of working backwards for you. It's like you've lost connection with yourself. Some of the stories that you've learned or the lessons that you've learned in your life have created this opportunity now for you to kind of let it go. So you need to travel lightly. So working the Eight of Pentacles, what is it that you can cut away? What can you do with, if you were to start a new journey, if you were going to go into this desert energy and you had to pack lightly, Is there a sense that you couldn't let go of what you currently have? You know that old expression, cut your coat according to your cloth? It's like sometimes we get stuck in that pattern of money and abundance and need to pay our bills, right? Like, you know, we all have practical problems in this physical realm. But can you do a little bit without? Can you take a pay cut to follow or to create more balance in your life? Can you maybe, if this is a career situation, are you in a job that's just not fulfilling your emotional needs? That maybe you've kind of climbed the corporate ladder, so to speak, but you've landed in a space where it's just not fulfilling for you. You've worked so hard, but you forgot to look up. You forgot to realize what is actually bringing you joy. What's you've actually almost lost perspective of where you're heading, and it's actually making you feel a little bit stuck and a little bit poor. Like, even though if you are receiving a good paycheck at the moment, emotionally you're feeling a bit bankrupt, and you've lost your harmony. So it's like, how can you cut your coat according to your cloth? Can you take some time out? Can you get more perspective? What can you cut loose that's going to give you a bit more of a fulfilling need? Because you've got the 8 to the 4 to the 6, and it just sense that it's like, can you take a pay cut, but you'll be surprised really that it's not as bad as you think. It's going to create more balance for you. You're going to free up some energy to be able to tap into your higher intuition, to then be able to receive. And what you're looking to receive right now is that there's a divine plan in play, and that you need to trust it. But to do that, you almost have to take your own rite of passage here. You need to make a choice. It's you need to go within to find those answers of what you can let go of right now. Yeah, wow, interesting read, Taurus, particularly after the last reading. Okay, so let's get some clarity on what Taurus needs to receive. What is this desert passage? What is this divine plan that Taurus may have forgotten about? What can Taurus look forward to receiving after releasing this energy? A leap of faith, Taurus. Can't imagine you feeling very comfortable with that. And choices, the lovers. Oh, and one more. Nine of Cups, Taurus. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. Okay, Taurus, what you need to receive. So if you can get to this decision, if you can get into an energetic vibration of letting go of what no longer serves you right now, taking some hits where you can afford to, gaining some awareness of what is almost imprisoned you right now, or is kind of no longer serving your higher purpose. If you can try to at least ascertain that part, then to receive what you need to receive is this trust, this leap of faith, this freedom to make a choice that's going to reach your highest fulfillment. So it's, I mean, it's a foreign concept to Taurus, I would say. But if you can trust that this path is divine and that there is a specific energetic pattern or coding that only you can recognize, that you can surrender to, that you can trust, imagine the choices that will come to you to reach your highest fulfillment. See, look at these two cards. I'm drawn to the yellow dresses because that's your solar plexus, right? But they're tapped into their intuition. I can see this blue hair to me that reminds me of like the third eye chakra, this vision that you have for yourself, the insight that you have. And when you beam it out from what emotionally fulfills you and what you want to share from your inner sanctuary, whatever fills up with your divine plan is, whatever fills you up with joy. But you need to take this leap of faith. You need to give yourself the permission to take this leap, because it's a divine choice that's coming up ahead. This is your path. You've got like a few major arcanas here, two powerful ones. It's the start of a journey, but it's also this journey that's going to create such a great balance for you that you're going to completely feel, it could even though this has kind of been a work-related reading so far, this could be about a relationship as well, finding that balance within yourself, an equal exchange, a matching frequency, a matching balance of desire and wish fulfillment. It's meeting you at your destination. It's really strong, beautiful energy, and it's so freeing. It's so liberating, Taurus. And it's so easy. Like, this is stagnant and kind of, this is hustle stuff, whereas this just is like so airy and easy and energetic. This is too grounded for you, even though you are Taurus. Like, we need some balance in here. You need to bring in some of that air energy where you can be lighter and freer, and allow the plan to come to you. It's just trusting it. That's the hurdle, right? So let's see if there is a sabotage for Taurus. What's actually the block here? What's the block between these two energies that Taurus needs to be aware of in order to release it? What is the block here for Taurus? What, too many? Can we just have one card, one sabotage? Addiction. So addiction can play out on many levels, right? It could be a toxic relationship, it could be an actual substance abuse, or it could just be an old pattern that doesn't serve you, like most sabotage programs. But we're addiction to the need to solve it, where we have the addiction to always try and keep doing what we know doesn't serve us. Like, I don't know why humans do that, but we do have this crazy ability to stay stuck and stay in old patterns. But if there is a specific addiction that you are aware of, a codependency or a substance, or it could be just an addiction to an old story, like I said. How is it that it's playing out here? How is it keeping it stuck, and how is it preventing you from climbing out the bottle? Like, how is it that it's preventing you from bringing in new beginnings, a new version of yourself, a new version of your future? Let's see if I can get some clarity on the addiction card. I think I'm losing light as well, Taurus, because this is my second reading and I didn't expect to, So bear with me, I'm still going to load it, regardless of its imperfection, because this is life. But let's see if we can get some more clarity on the addiction for Taurus. That will help for the general reading. Can you clarify the addiction sabotage? What do I need to know about the addiction sabotage? Okay, so movement, defensive energies, sabotaging your happy ever after. So Taurus, you know when you're charging forward through this energy of thinking you have all the answers and defending yourself and almost on the defensive, more like, it kind of does sabotage your wish fulfillment. And so perhaps surrendering to the fact that you don't have all the answers right now. So maybe the sabotage is about being stuck on the fact that you need to have all the answers and it's kind of your way. And you just keep, throwing things at a wall, hoping something will stick all of the time. That's exhausting. And, having this energy of tapping into your spiritual source and finding some inner truth within the way and trust in the divine plan. Like, you've got to let go of this energy of always moving so fast towards defending your goals and your dreams, and taking that respite to find out what it is that you need to offload so that you can find this happiness. You've got the 10 of Cups here, but you've got the 9 of Cups here. So it's definitely in conjunction with an old paradigm that you need to shift within yourself. So that's kind of the general reading so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find some sort of remedy or some sort of energetic release that might help the collective. So I'm going to do a three pick cards, and this is yeah, so Taurus, I'm just going to do the pick a card section now. So just have a think about this reading for you. If you're trying to find what it is you need to release, maybe you have some awareness already, maybe you don't. And if you don't, that's okay. Just trust that the guidance will come. And sometimes when you are running a sabotage, it's very hard to find that clarity because you're working against yourself in like two equal opposing directions. It's like you want to hold on to this energy because it's worked for you in the past and it's kept you safe, but there's also a part of you that knows that this isn't sustainable for you right now, and that even though there has been that reward in the past, it's now blocking your happiness. So even if that's your baseline right now, I'm actually going to do the picker cards, and these are acupressure point cards. So these will help block the physical energy in your body. That will help you give some further awareness to your story, and it gives us our human mind something tangible to correct. So at least it gives us that opportunity to anchor into this reading and see if there's an awareness around it that we can clear. So I'm going to lay the cards out now. Just take a few moments to I'm just going to split the deck for this one because I don't want them to jump up when you see them. So just take a few moments to tune into the cards and ask for guidance. Ask for your own special guidance that will help you, through this reading, what you could do that will give you some further clarity into your story. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds to and for those that aren't really familiar of how to pick a card, or there's many ways to do it, and ultimately I don't think you ever can be wrong, because law of attraction will always bring into your reality what it is that you need to see anyway. But I just kind of imagine my body as a magnet, or my eyes as a magnet, or my stomach as a magnet, and which one, if that was the magnetic field, which one are you getting drawn to? So even take a deep breath and yeah, pick the card that suits you. And I'm going to begin, so I will timestamp these. Okay, so card number 1, kidney. So the kidney point, or the kidney meridian, is all about our identity, how we see our story, how others see our story. And so it is a very large meridian, and so it has a lot to do with strong emotions. And so that's kind of how we can block ourselves, you know. So do we feel criticized? What is it that, also this is a really, this point here is actually an emotional point. So what I would do is, that's your ankle bone. If you just want to rub those points with 2 fingers on each foot at the same time, 2 fingers will keep a neutral touch, because we have polarity. So you just want to keep a neutral touch, rub those points. If they're a bit tender, just keep rubbing them. That just means that the energy is blocked. So it's a strong sense of identity here, and I think that kind of filters in with the addiction or the sabotage of keeping old patterns alive, because, you know, this is how this has been our MO up until now. We know how to get shit done. We know how to forge our way through. We're Taurus, don't stop us. We're stubborn. We know how to get there. We're very good at solutions, and so to take the foot off the pedal for that strategy right now, just find a way to ground that energy. How is it that you need to see yourself in the story, or how do you think others are seeing you in the story, and can you get any awareness around that? Are you self-criticizing, or do you feel criticized by others? I'm actually also going to get a little final card just to close the reading for you, pile 1. Maybe it's a nice little affirmation that will make or help make sense to some of the story, or even just give you a little lift. Okay, can we have a card for... Happiness is a choice I make, pile number 1. And you know, that is actually true. So if you feel you need to have a solution right now, or have an agenda, or have a strategy, that is one for you. That's one. Make the choice. Make the choice to be happy. And what little choices you make, or little goals you make today, make them only be the results orientated of your own happiness, and how it makes you feel. So if you have to cut something away here to release it, what small steps can you do to do that, to give you a little bit more happiness? And then it becomes addictive as well, to put the addiction into a positive spin. Every little choice that you make that leads to your own personal happiness, that fulfills you, makes this leap of faith a lot easier, because you start to have a sense of who you are and your divine plan. So Taurus, pile number 1, I hope that's helped. If it has, please like and subscribe to this video. It would help me a lot. Thank you very much. Okay, pile 2. The liver meridian. Interesting. So that can hold a lot of anger and toxic thoughts. But the liver, when you think about it as an organ, it is a detoxifier. So it does help us get rid of toxic thoughts, toxic feelings, things that's preventing us, that needs to be filtered through us and released. So these are actually neurovascular points. So that it's kind of like a circuit breaker. It's like when we've reached our absolute bloody maximum. So these are very good points to hold. So you just basically hold with your full hand over those points, as if you're the opposition of your favorite team has just scored a goal, and you're like, ugh! Just place your hand over your forehead, just gently, maybe for like 60 to 90 seconds. And just see if you can find any sort of awareness around that story of what you need to release. If this is an anger or an emotional detox that you need to do, just see if you can tap into that. What's very good about holding these points as well, it allows the blood to go to the frontal cortex of your brain, which is actually going to take you out of fight or flight mode. So at least gives you an opportunity to bring you into a more of a new strategy thinking instead of old paradigm fight or flight strategies. So yeah, just hold them as often as you like. You know, throughout the day I would be doing that, especially if you're feeling a bit, especially if you're angry. You know that old story where you just count to 10 before you do anything or say anything? Kind of do that. Just like go, okay, this person's really annoying me right now, or I can't get my shit together right now, or I'm really overwhelmed and I just don't want to be. Just place your hand on your head for up to 90 seconds if you have the time. Okay, so let's just get a final message for Taurus pile 2 to help close this session. I speak with confidence because the world needs my light. I think that card is just reiterating that, you know, don't act from anger, don't act from the vibration of a lower vibe, you know, act from this divine space where you're in your own confidence and your own inner sanctuary, where you have your own path to follow and you have your own divine plan, and that it doesn't matter what others think or say or do in blocking that. It's that you have trust and faith that you know, your light will shine through. So even if you speak to yourself with confidence, when you do that, you lift your vibration, and therefore you're vibing at a higher frequency. So you can only but attract better feelings, better thoughts, and better evidence around you that shows you how that is being supported. Okay, so I hope that helps, pile 2. If you like this video, please like and subscribe it would help me a lot. Okay, thanks a million. Okay, pile 3, central meridian. This is actually a it's actually one of there's 2 energy reservoirs within the body. One central, which is actually it's kind of connected to our brain, our conscious awareness, and then we have a governing meridian, which is really how we support ourselves. It's spinal energy. You've got central, so it kind of is speaking to me today that you might have lost your alignment with who you are and how to find awareness around that, feeling connected to your story. And again, it's asking you to just find a little release in some of the stuff that's, you know, blocking that. And so these are the points here. And they're in the neuro. This is a neuro-lymphatic point. So it's just gunk that really needs to like get filtered through. So do you see these points just in the shoulder cavities? Just cross your arms over and then use the blade, the edge of your fingers as a blade, and rub those points down like that. So just rub them. If they're feeling tender, just keep doing it. And you can do that often, actually. It might be nice if you have a desk job just to do it anyway. But yeah, you're needing to find a new connection into some conscious awareness of this and get yourself back into alignment. And like I said, sometimes it's just a subtle shift that allows that to happen. I'm also just going to get you a final card to close off the and the first card out. My presence is my power. So yeah, get grounded, get centered, feel connected, however it is that you can do that, however you use any sort of daily practices that you have, or if not, just use a card, rub these points between the shoulder blades. Just find a way for you to get new awareness. I'm actually rubbing these now and they're really sore. So yeah, guys, I would strongly recommend that you do that, just to boost your energy, release some of those blockages that's not feeding your conscious brain. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the reading. So if you did resonate with this, I would love for you to like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a million.
In all of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize.